Hello and welcome to the build-up from RamsTV. After back-to-back wins on the road this week, Derby County return to Pride Park tonight. And Derby have the chance to move into the Championship playoff places as they host West Bromwich Albion. Derby going for a third win over the Baggies this season following their penalty shootout win in the EFL Cup in August and 1-0 victory at the Hawthorns in September. Andy Vyman snatching the winner for the Rams. Derby are on a 6-game winning streak over West Brom. They really have been their bogey side, and the visitors have a particularly awful record on Derby soil in particular. They've only won once on the road against the Rams in 32 league games. That is a run that dates back to 1920, and West Brom not on a good run at the moment either. More on that a little later. Derby, though, looking to make it 3 wins in a row after victories at Preston and Charlton already this week. Bobby Clark got the winner at the Valley on Tuesday.
Yeah, obviously it was a tough battle for the game, and getting that second goal to go 2-0 up gave us a bit of safety in the game.
Should it have been a bit more comfortable than it was in the end?
Yeah, probably. We had a few chances that we could have put away and probably thought we dominated the game. But yeah, they snuck one in, and then yeah, you get a bit nervous towards the end.
Talk to me about the technique for the finish on your goal, because the ball seemed to sort of spin and loop and bounce in a bit of an odd way.
Yeah, when I was running through, it was taking a few bounces, and then just before I went to hit it, it's bounced. So just trying to get anything on it, to be honest. There was no me trying to bounce over the keeper, just getting a good connection on it, and luckily it went in the back of the net.
One of the big stories on Tuesday was Rich O'Donnell, drafted into the side at late notice, solid as a rock in nets for you. How pleased were you for him? Yeah,
I was buzzing for him. He works so hard each day here in training, with him being third choice, helping the other 2 keepers be ready for the games, and then when he was called up to play, he put out a great performance.
What does the reaction of the squad, the reception he had from you all on the night, but also since on social media, what does it say about the group you've got here?
Yeah, we're all really tight-knit. It's a great bunch of lads. As soon as I came into the club, I felt welcome, and I think that's the same with everyone who's joined.
Last time we spoke, we talked about your role in central midfield, and it sort of changed again a little bit recently. What's the head coach asking of you in this position now, a little bit higher up the pitch?
Yeah, so obviously playing just a bit higher than the other 2 midfielders. He wants us to play with a bit more freedom and making runs in behind like I did for my goal, and just getting a bit more involved in the final third and making things happen, assists, goals and stuff.
How much is it improving the offensive output, goals, assists? How much is that the focus for you now?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing now. I just want to get as many goal contributions as I can, goals and assists, and I think in the position I'm playing with a bit more freedom, I think that'll come.
I wanted to ask more generally, you've got better and better as the season's gone on. Do you think it took you a bit of time to adjust to the Championship?
I think probably the fitness side of things. When I came, I hadn't played football consistently for a good 6 months. So when I first came in, that first game hit hard, and I was very tired, to say the least. But yeah, obviously playing out wide and stuff when I first came in, and then I think when I really started to kick on was when I went into that central position and stuff. Yeah.
This is already comfortably the most games you've played in your career in a season, and you referenced it a little bit there. How is the body coping with the workload now as we get into the back half of it?
Yeah, obviously there's been loads of games in a short period of time, but my body's feeling really good. I'm feeling fit, I'm feeling strong, and it's only benefiting me as a player.
A busy week, you're back in action on Friday night. How much do you want to improve the results at Pride Park?
Yeah, that's the big thing we're speaking about now. Obviously we've got that away form, which is very good, but we want to get them wins at Pride Park in front of the home fans.
That's Rams midfielder Bobby Clark. So Derby against West Brom kicks off the weekend in the Championship. Second place at Middlesbrough among the sides in action at lunchtime tomorrow. They host Preston. Ipswich play later in the day, with leaders Coventry going on Monday night away to a resurgent Norwich. Big game on Sunday as Portsmouth host Southampton in the South Coast Derby. Yeah, all that to come this weekend. Now, it's been a special couple of weeks for Derby youngster Owen Eames. The academy graduate has signed a new long-term contract at the club after making his senior debut against Leeds in the FA Cup earlier this month.
It felt amazing, to be fair. You know, I've worked so hard, been at the club over 10 years now, and it was just proud for me and my family, so them to see me come on and make my debut.
Were they all there? Did you manage to get people in the building?
Yeah, I think there was about 20 of them. Everyone was there.
The head coach had hinted that you might be involved, and obviously you never know how the game's going to go. What was he saying to you, if anything, as that second half went on, about whether you might get on the field?
You know, he just made sure that I knew my job, my role when I went on, and he understood what I was doing, and then, yeah, it just went from there, really.
And you put yourself about a bit. I mean, you look like the player that I've seen play in the youth teams through the years. Do you feel you gave a good account of yourself?
Yeah, I thought I did well. You know, showed lots of energy, lots of little bits that I can do, but, you know, there's more to come.
Talk to us a little bit about behind the scenes, because you've been on the bench with the first team a few times already. You've trained with them, I think, pretty much all season. What has that experience been like?
It's been great. You know, the step from 21s to first team is a lot harder than you think. So getting used to it the first few weeks was tough on the body. And I think now I'm used to it. It's just great to be around top players and, you know, learn so much every day.
What's the biggest difference? Is it the speed? Is it the physicality? What is it?
I think the intensity. Like every session, you've got to be on it. You know, it's a lot quicker. So.
And your reward for all the hard work isn't just your first team debut, but a new contract as well. How does it feel to know that your future is settled here at Derby?
Absolutely buzzing, to be fair. You know, I've waited a long time, and then to get another contract, it's just a great feeling.
You mentioned family earlier. Talk to me about your family and everything that they've sacrificed to help you get here.
Yeah, you know, it's like my granddad. Obviously, he'd take me to football when I was younger for a good 5-6 years. So for him to see me make my debut as well was special. And then obviously my mum and my dad, they've sacrificed a lot for me too. So it's nice.
Was it an emotional day for them, that game against Leeds?
Yeah, I think my mum was crying, she said. So it was emotional for them, but it was good for me. And
what's next for you? How do you kick on from here?
I just think play as many games as possible. You know, if I get opportunities here, then make sure I perform to the best of my ability, and then just kick on, really.
Eamesy, congratulations.
Thank you.
Owen Eames there after signing his new deal with Derby County. I wonder if we'll see Eames involved tonight as Derby host West Brom at Pride Park in the Championship. Now, it's not been a good week for West Brom. In fact, it's not been a good few weeks now for the Baggies, who are still waiting for their new manager bounce to kick in. Yeah, head coach Eric Ramsey takes charge of just his third game tonight after replacing Ryan Mason at the start of the month. So far, the former Minnesota United boss has overseen a 3-2 defeat to Middlesbrough and a 5-0 drubbing at home to Norwich on Tuesday night. West Brom have lost 8 of their last 10 games and their last 10 matches away from home. Only once have they gone on a worst run on the road. That was back in the 1890s. Plenty for the new boss to work on then. A defeat tonight could see West Brom slip into the relegation zone this weekend. Coventry are 6 points clear at the top of the Championship. Ipswich have a game in hand, which means it probably is a 3-horse race for automatic promotion. There are 6 teams within a win of a playoff place, including Derby. Preston look most likely to drop out of the top 6 just at the moment. Norwich moved out of the relegation zone on Tuesday, so did Portsmouth on Wednesday, meaning Blackburn have joined Oxford and Sheffield Wednesday in the bottom 3. West Brom only 3 points clear of danger. Time to hear from Derby boss John Eustace ahead of tonight's game. He was forced to make a late change to his side on Tuesday at Charlton as Jakob Vidal-Zederstrom was ruled out with illness.
Yeah, he's still under the weather, you know, so we'll have to monitor that. You know, it's he's had a bad virus, and you know, we've had that over the last 6-7 weeks with certain players, and we've been quite fortunate to be able to get through and whatnot. So yeah, we'll just have to monitor that, you know. But you know, Rich came in. I thought he was magnificent on Tuesday, and if he has to play again on Friday, then no, I don't think anyone's got any issues.
Yeah, I know you spoke about him a little bit the other night. Rich O'Donnell was, I guess, the story in some respects. How impressive was it for him to step in the way that he did on such short notice?
I think full credit to him and the goalkeeping department. you know, we pride ourselves on how we train is how we play, and he's had to obviously be very patient throughout the season. And if you prepare properly and you train every day and dedicate yourself like the group do, then whenever they're called upon, they'll be ready. And Richard is no different.
You talk about character a lot. How specific is that third goalkeeper spot, and how much did you lean on Paul Clements, I guess, when it came to making that decision in the summer?
Yeah, listen, Clem's obviously a top goalie coach. You can see what he's been doing with the boys up to now. And when he recommended Richard to come in as that third choice, you know, I had no doubts that he was the right character, the right person. And, you know, it's proved right. The way he trains, the way he is around the group, he's got great experience. He's helping Joshy and Jakey develop, and also the younger boys. And, you know, he's a true professional. He's a pleasure to be around. And most importantly, he's a really good lad. And you know, the lads love him in there.
How is Josh Vickers, by the way?
Yeah, Josh is progressing really well. He's got his thumb out of the cast now. You know, he's training more or less 100%. So hopefully by the end of next week, he'll be back in with the group. And
just generally on the injury front, any changes ahead of Friday's game?
No, not yet. We're still monitoring 3 or 4, and obviously it was a really tough game on Tuesday, and lots of bruised bodies. So you know, we couldn't do that much today on the grass. So we'll see who's available for the game tomorrow.
There's been a departure this week. Ryan Namby joining Reading on loan. What's the motivation behind that move?
I think Ryan needs to get some games. Obviously, he's had a really difficult time with injury here. He's a top professional, a top fella. He's been great in the dressing room, and the most important thing, he now goes out and starts getting games under his belt. Obviously, he's still got another year with us next year. So he goes away, gets games, and then he can come back ready to go again.
And not a new face, but a new contract to talk about. Owen Eames has signed a new deal. You gave him his debut recently against Leeds in the Cup. What do you see in Eamesy? What do you like about him?
I love his enthusiasm. You know, he's got a great attitude. He stands out when he trains with the first team. You know, he's not frightened to put his foot in. So, listen, he's got a big future as long as he does everything right and he dedicates himself. He doesn't get too big time, which I'm sure he won't. And the lads will keep his feet firmly on the ground. And he's done really well for this first half of the season, and he deserves a contract extension. The hard work now starts for the boy, and if he wants to make a living, especially at Derby, he's got to roll his sleeves up, keep working hard, and let's see where it takes him.
Your busy week comes to a close against West Brom on Friday night. How much are you looking forward to getting back to Pride Park for this one?
Everyone's looking forward to the game, of course. We love playing at home. I know results haven't been exactly where we want them, but you know, there's still be some positive performances, and it's important that we try and turn a lot of the draws into wins. You know, but the most important thing is we're competitive. We're up against a really difficult opponent in West Brom on Friday, who have got a very, very strong squad. I know they've had a couple of disappointing results, but their experience will certainly come out on Friday, and it's going to be a really difficult game for us. You
talk about the results at home. Do you think you've got the points that the performances deserve at Pride Park in a way that you probably have away from home?
I definitely don't think we could have easily had 2 or 3 more wins. You know, a couple of them draws could have easily been wins, and it probably wouldn't look as bad. You know, so listen, as long as we keep believing in what we're doing, the home fans have been magnificent. They've been right behind the group. You know, like on Tuesday night, the away fans that travelled on a Tuesday night down to Charlton were sensational, and they certainly played a big part in our victory on Tuesday. And on Friday, we need the home crowd right behind the group. They're going to have to bring the energy, because there will be some tired bodies on there. So during them difficult moments in the game, you know, we want the Pride Park rocking and getting right behind the boys.
That's Derby boss John Eustace, and this has been The Build-Up. Join us tonight on RamsTV for Derby County against West Bromwich Albion in the Championship. It's available to watch on RamsTV in the EFL's unsold territories. Go to dcfc.co.uk for details. Matchday live with you from the slightly later time of 7:30. We'll see you then. Goodbye for now.